Hello again, folks. First off, a little bit of an update. I've given my Super Heavy Samurai deck a little tune-up. For starters, I took out Flower Bot and added Rank Up Magic Astral Force. Why, you may ask? Because I have incorporated the Utopia engine from my E-Hero deck, which used to be there, to my Super Heavy Sands. Those Utopias gotta be somewhere. Now that that's out of the way, let's get on to the deck specs. Presenting my Rokket deck. I run 3 Tracer in this. A lot of summons here. 3 Router. Out of the other rockets, I run 3 of Silver Rocket specifically, because I like its Spanish effect. The others I run 1 of, like Metal Rocket, Magna Rocket, Exploder Rocket, Shell Rocket, Auto Rocket, and Nth Rocket. Or is it Nth Rocket? Nth Rocket. Let me know the pronunciation in the comments. Can't forget my trio of Rocket Synchrons. Gotta run a Red Eyes Darkness Metal in this build. Like I said, lots of special summons engaged. Iron Dragon Automaton for that column control. Link Belt Wall Dragon for link control. Yes, I run dragons of all types. And yes, I run Crusader Draco, which is some support for Tempest, Dragon Ruler of Shadows. I've had a vision that all the Dragon Rulers will soon be off the banned list. Or at least in one. For now, Tempest is back. The others are soon to follow. I also run Giznek Orochi, the Serpentron Sky Slasher. Like Tempest, it can be special summoned from the graveyard. So I tend to send these two to the graveyard more often than not. And the last monster, this may be a little bit unconventional for a dragon deck, Monster Express. Allow me to explain why this locomotive has taken residence in my Rokket deck. You see, without Guard Dragon Agripane, I had to find an alternate method to summon out this guy. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. So, Monster Express's effect lets me target a Dragon-type monster I control, and send a Dragon-type monster from my extra deck, like this guy, to the graveyard, making it easy to bring back via Pisty. Of course, I'm locked into my dragons for the turn. Does that bother me? I'm running a dragon deck. Anyway, I run 1 Scrib Draw. Yeah, Scrib Draw. 1 Quick Launch. 1 Boot Sector Launch. 1 Boral Supplier. Grid Rod is for top Melodic Zero Boros. Has a little protection and equip. Gotta have a Super Poly in here somewhere, of course. My usual Super Poly target, if I go up against another dragon deck, is FGD, or 5-Gut Dragon, or 5-Head Dragon, or whatever you want to call it. 3 Polymerization, just in case, since I tend to bring that guy out when my field's loaded with dragons. Wondering how I get Gizmek and Tempest to the graveyard? Twin Twisters! Discard a card to blow up to 2 traps on the board. So traps on the board. You might be thinking, what kind of mirror force do I run? Blazing? Quaking? Drowning? Storming? No, just your average, basic mirror force at 3. Why? Because of this handy dandy trap card, Mirror Force Launcher. If it's destroyed by my opponent's card effect while face down, I get to reset it and the Mirror Force along with it from my hand deck or graveyard. And they can be activated that turn. So yeah, it's really a Mirror Force factory. My deck is currently at 1 red reboot. It was a sad day when this went from 3 to 1. I'm covering for that with Wiretap. Gotta have some trap negation somewhere. And of course, 0 Day Blaster. This thing is a field nuke and a trap card. Just sacrifice one of my high power or dark monsters like Zeroboros, per se. I can blow up 4 cards, up to 4 cards on the board. Well, 4 cards on the board, man. Oh boy. It's a doozy of a deck. On to the extra deck. You've seen Zeroboros, right? You might want to be careful about where you summon when he's out. Because when you summon to this bad boy's link point, the whole field goes bye-bye to the banished zone. And he returns on my next turn. Borload Savage Dragon. You've probably seen him in a lot of Cap G videos. So you probably know what he does. Borload Furious Dragon. Gotta have a fusion in there somewhere. I don't have Exceed Dragon, but I do have the original Borload Dragon. As well as Boro Sword and Boro Guard. The Boro Trinity is right here. I'm soon to get a Boro End Dragon for this deck. Hopefully. Got my Quad Boro. That's our Quad Boro Dragon. I got some tricky plays with this guy. I like blowing up my Saryuja Skuldread with him so I can summon a crap ton of rocket monsters from the graveyard. Striker Dragon. The factory for that field spell. Guard Dragons Elpy and Pisty. Again, no Aggro so it's literally Monster Express plus Pisty to get my Abyss on the field. Saryuja Skuldread with its many lane points. My usual Super Poly target. 5-headed dragon. And my trio of Hot Red Dragon Archfiends. Abyss. And when I destroy a monster by battle, I can special summon one of my Rocket Sinks back and go into this bad boy next in my mate phase 2. And if this bad boy destroys a monster by battle, that same Rocket Sink, plus another from my deck, comes back, allowing me to go straight into him, King Calamity. When he hits the board, no effects can be triggered that turn. So yeah, this deck means business when played right. Sorry, trying to keep the background on a white sheet this time. Now, let's see, what will my test hand be this time round? If you want to know what cards are removed from the extra deck of my Super Heavy Samurais, it was Battlecruiser Dianthus and CXC's Battleship Cherry Blossom. I had to remove them to make room for the Utopia engine. Anywho, the starting hand for this will be Rocket Tracer, Apsarouter Dragon. Wow, a lot of my good cards keep landing on the top of my deck. Good old Squib Draw. Quick Launch. And of course, Can't have a starting hand without another monster card, right? I guess Rocket Sync right out of two. Decisions, am I right? Anyhow, let's start this off with a Rocket Tracer. Special Observer with its effect. Activate Quick Launch. Summon a random rocket from the deck. In this case, we'll choose Exploder Rocket, for instance. Pop the Exploder Rocket with Rocket Tracer. Button turn chain squid draw to pop Rocket Tracer. So I lose my Exploder Rocket and my squib draw. I lose my Exploder Rocket and my Rocket Tracer. And not only do I get to draw 2 cards, but I get to special summon a new rocket monster from my deck. It's a never-ending cycle. Silver Rocket this time. There we go. After the shuffle, I'll draw 2 cards. Oh, just my luck. Mirror forces. Plus, a monster for next turn. If Atsurata would get destroyed, I could add a rocket monster to my deck. And I'd usually add Rocket Tracer. Plus, I got some beat stick power with Silver Rocket. If it gets destroyed, if it gets into the graveyard on my opponent's turn, well, if it gets targeted by a card effect, my opponent's bound to lose a card from their extra deck. So, hope you enjoyed the Rocket deck presentation. Well, I could have. Well, another option would have been to summon would have been to special summon a Rocket Synchron and go straight into, say, Warlord Savage Dragon. But you really gotta watch what you do with first turn plays when playing Rockets. Decks like this can be really tricky to master. So my tip for you today: when building a deck, make sure you can master every strategy which can come out of it. Even those ones you can draw into with any combination of cards. As always, this is Blake, signing out.